Hey gang, this is PowerBricks coming at you with another LEGO megazord review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Soshi line, and that means element in Japanese for those who don't know. And this is the team of the Soshi fighters. We have Soshi Red Wind, Soshi Blue Water, and Soshi Yellow, which is Earth. So there are a total of 5 Soshi Warriors, or Rangers, whatever you want to call them. We have a green one, which is Nature, and the black one, which is Poison. So those two are in a separate Zord, which will be coming out right after this one. So stay tuned for that, guys. And it's going to be really cool. So we're going to start off with the figures, and let's just get into this review. Alrighty, so here are the figures. And we have 3 to start off with. We have the Red Wind, which we'll take a look at, which is pretty much a Lego Ranger figure. Sort of inspired by the Ninja Storm line. So for those who haven't caught on to the element thing, this is very inspired by Ninja Storm. So this guy has the Talon Shuriken. There with him. Sorry for my nails, guys. I've just been breaking apart a bunch of swords. They look terrible. I should have clipped them for the review, but who cares? Don't look at them. So the figure does not have moving legs, so it is a brick. But the arms do kind of move, but it's on a super tight peg. So, you know, you only get that up to that point, and it's the same with this arm. It's super tight, so you get your little eagle guy, or the bird. I just call him a bird because he pilots 2 Zords, and I forgot to mention that each one of these Rangers pilots 2 Zords. So red has 2 birds, blue has 2 sea creatures, and yellow has 1 creature but a drill tank as the second Zord. So I guess that counts. And I guess we can call the drill tank a mole, even though it looks nothing like a mole. But you get the gist of the digging part, so I guess that can pass. A mole in a line. Alright, we'll just call it that. Okay, just for this review. So, oh, I forgot to focus in, guys. Sorry about that. So, yeah, let's take a look at the blue. And here she is, looking quite glorious. I love this blue. It's just something about this blue. I just, oh man, that was a total disaster, but we won't edit it out. We're just gonna pick it up. It's Lego. You guys know what they do. It's the same as the other one, except for this one has a sword. Yeah, it's the same articulation. These move together. I forgot to tell you. That's why it broke. So it's sort of like a together movement, and just a little comparison to her buddy. You know. So yeah, there is that. And now we will bring in yellow. So here is his. And he looks pretty great. I like it. It's the same articulation as the other ones. So you're not really going to get anything too different. It's a little tighter. And it only has that arm movement. So that's pretty much it for this. That and that. And we can just get into the mech. The real thing I wanted to show you guys, the Soshi animals. So we will be taking a look at each one of them individually, just as we did like the figures. So let's get into it. Okay, so here is the Red Rangers, the Hawk, and we will say the Cardinal. So these are the 2 Zords here, and this is a very different design because this Hawk doesn't just look like a hawk, it also transforms into a helicopter. So it's a little different, and that is pretty much it of these 2. Now we're just going to get into the articulation. So here they are, the 2 reds, and they look really good together. So first off, I'm going to start off with is the big guy, and we'll get to the little guy in a second. So this guy is just a humongous bird. Now, the way it kind of looks, it's like, I'd say more of a Rodan, because, you know, the standing up thing, but who cares? Articulation, his head moves up and down. Get a little look at his face sculpt there, bros and gals. You know, I added some little gold decals, little stuff, you know. And I'm not going to do that too much because I will end up painting up all my Legos if I keep doing that. So only select few have gold trim on them, which is good for Zord building because I can have some decals sitting out. So articulation for the legs, they just move like that, and they're on a little ball joint there. So you do get some little movement with those things, and you also get just a little bit with the tail, which is more so good for just standing him up or posing him, because this guy's been on the shelf for a while. I think about almost 2 months. You know, I haven't really reviewed them. I've had a lot of these built for a long time. The next wave that's coming after this wave of the ninjas is the samurai wave, or I might hold those guys off for a little later. But with that being said, those guys are sort of the next theme into this. So yeah, just letting you know, there's going to be another little thing hidden at the Asian culture. Pretty good stuff, you know. So the blade is a propeller, so it does move, and the articulation for him is alright. Now, to get him into the helicopter mode, we're just going to fold these around, which is super simple, and boom, there it is. You can just fold out the tail, and there's your helicopter mode. Works just like that, spins like that. He can fly around and shoot lasers out right here, and that's pretty cool. So on the side of him is this little guy here, and he sort of flies around just protecting and stuff, being a little birdie. So that's pretty much it for this little dude, you know, just getting a good look at him. There is not too much to go over here. Let me get the focus. It's not too much to go over here, but it is something. So yeah, that's pretty much just it for the red. So we're gonna stop this guy and get into the next. Okay, and next up are the sea creatures, and we have dolphin and porpoise, which is the white dolphin or black porpoise, whatever you want to call them, blue, white, whatever. Dolphin, porpoise, okay? So we have two of them, and the first one we're going to take a look at is dolphin, and this one is sort of like a motorboat / jet ski dolphin. So it's not really like your average or typical. It's a little different, a little machined up. So this is what we got right here. Guys, you take a look at the little decal, just painted it on with Gundam markers, so it's just pretty quick. So this is pretty much it. I really love the design and the blues. How I did it intentionally to put the regular royal blues and the sky blues together on both, so they can have sort of a different look, not just the whole solid blue or the solid light blue. You know, I've done that for many Zords. You're going to see soon later on. These are the only Zords that I will ever create that are a mixture of two blues. I wouldn't say the only, but they are the first of a few that are going to be made only with two different blues. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it feels even worth talking about, but I don't know. I just said it. So here is porpoise, and I love this one because it is a machine, but it's a porpoise. The eyes are right here, but you can't really see it because it's into the design. But you can't see it because they're huge, so it doesn't make any sense. Why am I even saying that? I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You know, you just get a good look at it. Really nice little figure. Has a jet booster in the back, so it can really just pedal its way through the water. And then, you know, we have the flippers. They're able to move. It could come up, do some little tricks out the water, splash back in. You know, it's really porpoisey, and this one's like a dolphin water skier, so they really go get together. I do love this, how each ranger has two Zords. I thought if I were to do a Ninja Storm like theme or a ninja theme in general, how could I separate it from the others, Shinkenger and Ninja Storm? And the one, I'm just going to call it Alien Rangers. I don't know the real name. Cocker Ranger. I think that might be named Cocker Ranger, if it's based off of that. But, you know, I'm spending too much time talking, you know, but we're all Ranger fans here, so it doesn't even matter. Long story short, these are the Zords. You've seen them. I reviewed them. Now let's get into the yellow. Okay, so here's Line and Drill. Now, I must say, I completely disrespected this Zord entirely for calling this a mole when I forgot that I had integrated a line face into the design of this. I'll show you in a second. You can probably see it from here, but dude, I had to disrespect that. So, apologies. This is a Lion tank, and this is a Lion. You're going to see why in a second. So we're going to first take a look at the tank since I disrespected it so badly. Yeah, this is the design. It is quite interesting with the gold wheels. They all work, and it looks really good. So You know, we also have the working drill tank drill there, so that works. And on the top of him is sort of the like little lion face. So I had disrespected this thing. I should have put more yellow in there, but I ain't got time for that. So this is it, guys. This is what we have, the lion drill, and it's pretty cool. I thought, well, I wanted to make a lion drill tank, but I didn't. But I did say I can, because I did. This will combine with that in a way to make a lion drill tank in a sense. You'll see. So this is it. That's the earth portion. Now let's get into the beast, the animal. So here is lion. Now first, his eyes are in there and they're gold. So you can't see, they're right there. So this is the creature, and he is a sitting lion. So the articulation of the tail is on a ball joint, so you do get a lot of movement there, so that's pretty cool. And it's pretty large. You see a little pattern of grays, yellows, browns, silvers. It's mechanically. So the articulation is so limited, you just barely get this little bit here, and at the hands, which is on a small ratchet, but it's also on a ratchet right there. So soft one, by the way, it's on a soft ratchet. So, you know, it's sort of interesting, you know. The head does move, so you can get sort of him roaring in the air. But then, you know, that just happened, so it wasn't as secure, but it worked. So yeah, his head does have a little look to it. It's pretty interesting lion. He's very blocky, and he is very lion-like and a little different. Can't really put my finger on it. I tried to find what else I could make him, but no, he's a lion for sure. He's held his ground as a lion. So that is it, guys, for these guys. Now let's get into the transformation. Alrighty, and so we're going to start from the ground up. And first we're going to start off with the lion, and we're going to take off his head. Once the head comes off, we can put it right here, and there's the lion drill tank I was talking about with the head, and it sort of just pilots on its own, and it turns around and drills, and it does stuff during battle, which is pretty cool because we all need a little companion to do stuff for us. So why not the Zord have one for him? So that's what that is. And next step, we're going to take off the tail, which then straightens out sort of this way and becomes a sword. So there is the sword for the Rangers, the Megazord, or the Soshi Warrior. Soshin, whatever Soshi means element. This will go to the side. It is no longer needed. This is what we're working on. So the first thing first, we're just going to fold out and down his legs, and then we're going to fold out this back section here, unpeg it and fold it. This will just peg right in there, guys. You guys get a little look at that. Make sure, you know, that pegs right in there. Bam, bam. There are the legs of the mecha. So just like that, the legs are formed, and it was pretty simple stuff. All we had to take off was the head, and the rest of the body is all there, sort of. So those are the legs. Let's get alrighty. So now it is time for porpoise and dolphin, and they will form the arms. Now, just to increase the brightness a little bit. Alrighty, guys. So in order to transform this one, it's so simple. You're just going to flip out the peg, and there is your arm, right there. Just doing that. Now this one requires a little more transformation. So the first thing we're going to do is fold up the flippers. Then we're going to flip down the peg. Once we do that, we can just take off the fin, and this will sandwich between another peg so it can hold in place, and you just place it like that. Once you do that, two arms, they're ready. So now let's get into the next part of the review. Alrighty, so right now it is in helicopter mode, and what we're going to do with the red one is we're going to take off of the tail, and this becomes a sniper gun that hooks onto the dolphin. Now, what we're going to do next is sort of stand this up this way, and we're going to bring this head downwards, and once we do that, these will just easily rotate right into there. Then we can flip out these connector ports, fold these down, but they'll kind of want to stick out just a little bit, and you'll see why in a second. But that's it for the Falcon. Now for the Cardinal, super easy stuff here. This one just folds up like that, and there is your head of the mecha. So now it is time to form this guy together. So first we're going to start off with the body, and then we're going to get into the whole robot. So we're going to bring in yellow and the two blues. So the first thing first, we're just going to raise the camera a bit. First things first, we're going to plug in red like so, and that should give you a secure body like that. Then we're going to get blue, plug him in there. Then we're going to get the other blue, plug her in there. Then we can come to the top of the head, and this will just come straight down and sandwich itself right there. Now, here is the Zord, completed and ready. So let's just get a good look at this guy really quick, guys, before we get into his little additional weapons and stuff, which is the sword and the gun. So we're going to look at, whoops, just, well, not a whoops, I kind of moved it, but anyway, who cares? So here is the mecha. It is really, really, really nice. I love how he came out super, super dope. So he is very Sentai-ish in articulation. So all we get here is the ratchet with the 360-degree rotation on both sides. Same stuff, and his legs kind of go backwards, but not so much forward, so you get the Sentai part I was talking about. So, yeah, this is the mecha that we have. He is completed. He looks beautiful. Now, let's add some weapons to him. So, the first thing we're going to add is the sword, and this sword must rotate this way. Then we plug it into the hand where the porpoise is. Then we can get this gun, and one of these holes will just fit into this groove. So, whoa, his whole arm came off. That was a disaster. Huh, would you believe that? Yeah, I believe it. It's happened already too many times. So we're just going to plug that right back on like it never happened. And his sword will go right back into his arm. Guys, that happens a lot. This has a tendency of doing that. I don't know what. I really think it's that tan brick in there that you see right here. Yeah, I really think it's that. It doesn't have a good suction. So this is the Zord with the sword. That rhymes. So this is him, guys, with his blade. And I just want you guys to get a little look. This guy's more for show. It's not for play. So yes, he's going to break if you play with him instantly. But it does indeed look good. He is more sturdy. The thing is sturdy, but you know it's Lego, so you know how it is. So you know you got this little gun here. He can raise up. It's kind of top heavy, so it's going to bring him back a little bit. It's, ooh, gosh. You didn't see that his toes came off. Ooh. So yeah, this is it, guys. This is the Zord. Oh, whoa, the brightness went up a little bit too high, guys. So that is pretty much it for this review. Check out part 2, and this is Power Bricks signing off.